I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly o'er the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. Okay, soldiers, we have a lot to do. Listen, no time for giggling. Listen, here we go, soldiers. Today, we are going to teach this soldier how to be a man and learn the sweet aroma of push-ups. When you get down, soldier, these two are going to be showing you today. When you get down and get going in the dirt, you're going to be smelling the nice aroma of your shoes just funneling right up to your nostrils. So be sure and inhale deeply during the push-up. You got it, soldiers? Okay, everybody, down. Soldiers, get down. Please, follow in line. Follow what they do. Soldiers, show him how to do it. Ready? Go. On your knees, soldiers, on your front. Oh, down. Okay. On your mark, soldiers. Down 1 and 2. Down 3. Come on now, soldier. Down 4. Oh, up a little. Nice and level. Oh. I don't know. Let's see. 4. You need some more, guys. 3. No, nice and level, Sergeant. Nice and level. 1. It's me. Breathe it in. I was just reading the most amazing message from the Apostle Paul.
Really? What is it?
Well, it's from 1 Corinthians 15. It says, by this gospel, you are saved, that Jesus died for our sins. He was buried and raised on the 3rd day. He also appeared to hundreds of people after his resurrection.
Wow, that's amazing. I can't believe God died on the cross for my sins.
It's a miracle, wasn't it?
Yes.
That is amazing that he did that, and it's good news, isn't it?
Yes. Wow.
You know, when one of my aunt sisters has good news, like, for instance, she finds food and she wants all the other ones to know where she finds it, she sends off chemical signals called pheromones to let the others know, because she cannot keep good news to herself. It says in 2 Corinthians 2 that God uses Christians to spread the aroma of the gospel everywhere. And in Isaiah it says, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. What's the aroma of your feet
Let's
like,
smell them.
Miss
Let's
Busy
smell them.
Boots?
Oh, busy. Oh, busy. I'm sorry.
Well, Jesus can give you not only a clean heart, but clean feet, Busy Boots. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Well, that happens when you believe the good news that Jesus died for you and came back to life to show his power over sin and death. So put on these gospel shoes of peace and get rid of those shoes of strife. Aren't they beautiful?
Wow, busy. Nice shoes.
Whoa.
Wow. They smell so much better.
Yeah. Okay, great. The gospel shoes of peace is what Busy Boots is wearing now.
I'm so sorry that I laughed at you. We all are.
Oh, do you forgive us?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Would you like to learn about Jesus Christ? He died on the cross for my sins, and I want to share it with other people.
Yes.
What is that beautiful aroma?
Oh, that's much better smell.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for Cooking with Big Len during your summer Bible adventure. Well, I have a whole bunch of friends with me because little Nin hasn't been much help, and I needed some real help today. So I have with me little Araya, we call her Rai or Benny, and then we have Hazel Bean, that we like to call Hazel Bean, is what we call her, and then we have Orland, Samuel Gates, Billy Browning Genius with us today as well. Now, what we're not supposed to do during this time is use some of the props from the other days of crafts and put them on our friends, because it just is annoying and they might get mad at you and wish you hadn't done that. So whatever you do, don't be putting things on the other kids, especially little men.
No.
But today, hey, what we're going to do today is we're going to make a scroll. And this scroll is completely edible. As with all of the other crafts and adventures that we've done, they're full of sugar and gluten and other things that help you to grow up big and strong, and your parents will really enjoy the fact that you have them. Today we're going to make a scroll. And this comes from a verse in Luke. I forgot the exact reference. It's Luke chapter 4, verse 18, and it's when Jesus began his ministry. And Jesus took a scroll. He went to the synagogue, or the church of that time in the Jewish religion, and he took a scroll and he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me to proclaim good news to the poor. And he has sent me to proclaim freedom for the captive and recovery of sight to the blind, to set the oppressed free." And that's what Jesus came to do. And ultimately, the most important thing that Jesus came to do is to save us from ourselves and our sin. That he wants us to acknowledge him as God and to worship him and follow him. And so that's what all of our crafts have been about. So today we're going to make a scroll. And the way we do this is we're going to take these big pretzels and we're going to cut them in half and give everybody one of those. Even little Nin gets one. Even Orland Gates, Samuel Billy Browning Genius gets one. And then we've taken some fruit roll-ups. If you have the long ones, which are better, you can make a bigger scroll. Our scrolls are kind of short. But if you have the foot-long roll-ups, I don't know what you'll have with your kids, but whatever you have. So you just unroll it, and then you wrap it around the pretzel to make a scroll. Can you guys make it like that?
I can't.
Oh, can I help you? Yeah, little Nan's no help, but I'll help you. Okay. Just 1 minute and I'll help you. Everybody having a fun time now that school's out? And are you being safer at home? Yeah? Are you? Okay, Raya, here's what we'll do. So if you have several people in your family and you have the kind of roll-ups we do, you'll have to share like we have. Cut your pretzels in half and cut your roll-ups in half. Like that. If you have just one of you in your family, or if you have enough materials, you can do one big one like I'm going to do. They call me Big Len, so I'm making a big scroll. This is a big scroll for Big Len. Can you say Big Len? Yeah, Big Len, thank you. Everybody say Big Len. Oh, I just lost part of my...
When he comes back.
Okay, so I'm making a big scroll for Big Len.
Tell it louder.
Then you'll need another one. Okay. So I have a big scroll for Big Len. Jesus opened a scroll and he read it and he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor and to set the captives free." And Jesus began his ministry. He also said that he would provide recovery of sight to the blind and to set the oppressed free. And what he meant by setting the oppressed free especially was for all of us to be saved from our sin and to be able to acknowledge Jesus for being God and to worship him. Can everybody hold their scroll up? Can you say, "Happy Summer Bible Adventure"?
Happy summer.
And thanks for cooking with Big Len. Thank you.
Papa.
Yeah. You want to eat yours?
No, she has a
Go
question.
ahead. Hey, it's Big Len. Thank you for joining us in your summer Bible adventure for Cooking with Big Len. Last time we were together, we made a scroll. And I forgot to tell you exactly what a scroll is. Today, when we look at our Bible, we usually have a book, or a piece of paper, or a phone, or a computer. Well, back in Jesus' day, they had scrolls. They had paper, it was called parchment, and ink, and it was written on there, and it rolled up. Raya's eaten most of her scroll, but it would roll up like this, and when Jesus read it, he unrolled it, and the words showed up, and he could read it. All right, you can finish eating your scroll. Hey, thanks for joining us for this segment, this edition of Cooking with Big Len for your summer Bible adventure.